we got more creepy and funny videos for y'all. As always, it's going to be a good one. Just be sure to hit the like button. Let's get right into it.
DVD, you learned that the south was at the right of the east. This is the south, and that's the east, and it's on the right. The north is on the left. The south is on the right of the east. And this makes your map upside down. This is the correct way the map should be according to the Bible. And the Most High has revealed this to me, and I'm sharing it with you. So you won't be tricked, because there is a big deception coming, and you need to know south from north. I'm going to leave it at that. The link is in the description. God bless you. Have a great night.
Yeah, it's the Anunnaki Musk. Hell,
This AI? Yeah, it's AI. It's definitely AI. AI been showing out lately, though. I ain't gonna lie. I've been seeing a lot of craziness. Videos do look, they're starting to look more real, real.
About you. For number one, most people are only projecting. Whatever they say or think about you is how they feel about themselves. But people that are broke spiritually are the ones hating the most. Don't let their opinions alter or affect who you are. For number two, you can't control what people think. Regardless of how good or bad you're doing, somebody's gonna always have something to say. So why even care at all? Because I promise you're gonna experience the most peace and fulfilling life by just living true to yourself. So forget what they talking about. Choose the reality that benefits you the most. And for number three, people forget quickly. Regardless of how you view yourself, the typical person has a lot going on already. And while they're judging you, they're going through their own shit. So their opinion is very minute compared to your actual life. So your best bet is to move forward without any external things holding you back. I have a free transformation guide that helped me out through my journey. And if you're ready for change, I know this will help you out too. So just hit follow and comment the word transform, and I'll send you a link, family. Love y'all. These are
She put her hands on you first, that's all that matters. There she go. To the top, yes. Ooh. Let's get her underwear on rocks.
This is for entertainment purposes on YouTube. No one got hurt.
If you're seeing this on or before February 27th and February 28th, stop and stay. We have a new moon in Pisces. And if you don't know anything about astrology and astronomy, anything like that, please keep scrolling. But for everybody else, we all know that everything is energy. So let's get. What I always tell y'all, new moon manifests full. So for the manifestation, y'all always need to go to chapter 5 in my manifestation guide called Escaping the Matrix. But for this time around, I'm speaking to specific people because everything is energy. So for this energy, I'm talking to the people that feels like the karmic cycles are finally coming to a close. And since it's in the sign of Pisces, this Pisces season in the month of March, you're gonna see exactly what you need to see in order to finally close out a cycle with a specific person. Number two, you have been making a lot of justifications for someone's BS in your life. And it's time to close that out. Number three, there's 2 Psalms that you need to do, one in the morning and one at night. One is for abundance and one is for protection. Psalm 72 for manifestation. Psalms 140 for the protection part. And last but not least, one thing I want to leave y'all with, don't let the delusions and the escapism mindset take hold of you. Anyway.
So now we mixing wings and pizza together. A lot of y'all backs are gonna be.
Brother man, you know I understand your sentiment. Truly, I do. You're concerned about the well-being of mankind. That being said, I'm still gonna need a piece of that chicken. You know what I'm saying? Piece of that chicken, cause piece on it. You know, if y'all ever feel like blocking me, I completely understand.
So now we mix.
Piece of chicken. What? That's different. That's AI, right? That's definitely AI. Man, that do sound good though. Piece of chicken. Shoot. I eat it.
Spiritually gifted is a privilege that can be taken away. So if you out here using your gifts for malicious intent consistently, don't be surprised if one day you can control legions of angels. You got spiritual hitmen, can manifest and do whatever you want, and then the next day, you can't even hear the voice of God, and you find yourself susceptible to every fucking spiritual attack that's sent to you. It is a privilege. Don't mess it up being selfish. Being spiritual.
I heard there's a I heard this somewhere that there is a spiritual jail, right? I guess that's what he referring to. 17-year-old built a mind-controlled robotic arm using AI and 3D printing.
And so my novel mind-controlled bionic arm was intended to address these shortcomings. So using tiny, non-invasive electrodes, I was able to pick up fuzzy residual electrical activity on the forehead. I theorized that deciphering those obscure surface-level signals could potentially allow the interpretation of frontal lobe brainwave activity. And so I conducted this IRB-approved study to collect thousands of brainwave data points from a diverse group of human subjects. And by using this acquired data to train a complex artificial intelligence-based mind-reading algorithm, I was able to discern bona fide user thoughts from scalp electrical activity. And so my final algorithm involves over 23,000 lines of handwritten code and over 900 pages of calculus-intensive math. No existing system has been able to achieve the accuracy that my system has. And so my novel mind control...
It's dope. World alignment. That look like an eye. That moon look like an eye. It's crazy, right? Dang. You can't tell me that look like an eye. This a dope picture. What's this in Arizona? Looking Arizona. Just look where I'm at. What y'all think this at, y'all? It's dope. Nice picture.
Cause see, I told your ass to stop popping them shrooms.
I just love these hacks. I can't get over how helpful they are. Go in the kitchen, get some.
Did y'all hear about the watches, the Apple Watch?
Ladies and gentlemen, these watches will get you caught the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, if this watch is not on your arm, you can still go into camera mode, leave that bitch on the motherfucking charger, and you can hear everything that's going on in the room and see it. So a couple of weeks ago, I had my friend here from out of town. He left his watch here. But the whole time, because our watches are connected to the phone, I kept hearing the watch ring. So I jumped up and I'm like, oh, it's just the watch. I'm laying right here on my bed, just chilling. The watch port is over here. Something tells me to look up. I look up and it's completely blue. You can see the background, which is his car looking at me. So he's watching me through his watch while I'm in my bed. I looked at the watch. I said, hey, yo, come get your fucking watch out my crib. He called me. It ain't even like that. I just was messing with the... Get your watch, homie.
Get your watch, homie.
Get your watch. Make sure your BM or your girlfriend, the side piece, ain't leaving her watch around because she can see it. Try it when you get home. Put your watch in the kitchen. Set it up. Try it when you get home. You can hear everything. They can't hear you. That's all I got for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.
Is that real? How many of y'all know about this? That's crazy.
Natural flavors come from nature, but not necessarily from what the label
How they make
implies.
food addictive.
They extract its flavor molecules from the fruit on the tree. Then back in the lab, they mimic Mother Nature's molecules with chemicals.
So what we do is just manipulate them and create with them and give the impression of, you know, papaya.
Hi, okay, I'm going to teach you something that's literal magic. You do not have to take any psychedelics or anything for this to happen, but it feels like you're on it. You truly will feel like, let me just explain. It's called mirror gazing. Let me just do a disclaimer. Only do this if you're in a mentally okay spot. Okay, got that out of the way. Dim the lights in your room or whatever room you're in and find a mirror. Sit in front of that mirror and look into your eyes. And just like look into your own eyes in the mirror. I feel like I went cross-eyed there. And just kind of let your eyes glaze over. You don't need to like harshly stare. I don't even want to ruin it for you, but I'll just tell you what happened with me. After about 15 seconds, that is all it took, I started to like dissociate from myself almost. And it felt like I was staring at myself, but like I wasn't my body. I was the soul staring at myself. And then, I'm not joking, guys. My face started to shapeshift. And I'm not crazy. I'm telling you, try this yourself. You will see. I do not know why no one knows about this. My face, just personally, my face shapeshifted the first time I did this, into a cat, and then into myself as a very old woman. And then I started to see some kind of scary things. But hi, okay, I'm going to teach you something.
Excuse me. No, I heard of this though. I heard that looking in the mirror, you can actually shapeshift. I heard that. I think I experienced that before. I mean, I believe it because I wouldn't say we get old. I don't believe in age, but as we grow in this dimension, whatever, this third dimension, things definitely change over time. Is this a petrified giant?
You guys want to see what happens when you really burn logs? Check this out, y'all. They're saying this is petrified wood. What is going on here, y'all?
That's crazy.
This is in Arizona, National Park in Arizona. They're saying that this is petrified wood, but y'all see that? Why does it look like muscles? This thing over here look like meat. This is crazy. And is that the fat surrounding the meat? Is that the fat surrounding the meat? You know how the fat always encompasses the muscles? That's crazy, y'all. Yo, nature literally mirrors us. This is amazing. Is that why we're the same color as wood? Excuse me, yes. That must be the reason why, right? And remember, in Naruto, the strongest ninjas were able to manipulate wood, even to the point that there were only 2 during the whole series, y'all. So this is amazing. Look at this, y'all. This is a rock, but it's pure muscle. Rock muscle. Is that why the rock is pure muscle? This is where I would enter Kawhi Leonard to laugh. But yeah, y'all, this is nothing but salt rock. Salt rock. Is that why y'all put salt on steak? On meat? Because this is a basalt? Even the logs over there look like this one as well, y'all. But this is amazing. Literally, nature mirrors us. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's shift this here. Let's get it. Peace.
How many of y'all seen something like that, man? I've seen it.
Poured a giant Jello packet into the ocean. You might think it would start to turn into Jello, but a single Jello packet only mixes with about 2 cups of water, and the ocean holds about 350 quintillion gallons, which means your Jello packet would need to be 600 miles high to turn the sea into a wobbly dessert. And even if you could pour it into the ocean, to mix it, you'd need a spoon half as big as the moon. If you poured a giant...
Here's the idea why you're in a simulation. Let's start with acting, first of all. And a 2-year-old screams at a restaurant, the entire restaurant screams. Teach that kid how to act. We're all unpaid actors in some giant script that we didn't write. Simulation, a 2-year-old jumps on a coffee table and someone says, that's a coffee table, don't jump on that. So it went from being something that makes him feel like Superman, he's got his cape on, to something where he has to think about this person's like a family member he doesn't like anyway. He's 2 years old, he doesn't give a about a coffee or a table. And he's starting to calculate all these things. And by the time you're 40 years old, you've got a wall full of coffee tables. They're calculating you into your career choice. You know, that's the simulation that I'm talking. That's what I mean when I say simulation. Here's the idea why
Kanye knew. Kanye be knowing, I ain't gonna lie. He was like a time traveler. Where is he?
I have bad news, Beth. Apparently this movie's haunted.
Let me talk to y'all about something that is very important, especially for spiritually in tune souls. TikTok, this is for educational purposes. Yes, I have to say that in every video. A lot of y'all are asking me to watch this series. We're not even gonna get on why they're showing even more cannibalistic movies. Some people, including myself, feel that specific movies and TV shows carry specific energies to mess with you. Y'all remember the movie The Ring? If you watch a certain videotape, the girl would come out of the screen and off you. They were showing you and telling you the truth of energy transference when you watch specific movies. People are saying that they're experiencing physical illnesses from that movie. Do y'all remember when this movie came out and people were literally passing out, actually getting possessed in the theaters while watching this movie? Your brain, your spirit literally records everything that you visually see. That's why when kids are little, everything that they see influences them. They reciprocate the energy. They're like a sponge. They absorb everything, and that spongy power does not go away, especially if you're an empath. What type of energy do you think you're soaking up watching this? Especially seeing that his targets were mostly African American. Visually seeing things like that makes you tap into an energy that you shouldn't be feeling. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I watch anything for 2 hours, I I dream about it. I feel like I've actually experienced it, like I was really in the movie, because my sensitivities of my powers. I'm not watching this series specifically because I don't want to connect to that energy. Prime example, the same day I watched Multiverse of Madness, which is a movie about traveling the multiverse, basically quantum jumping. That night when I watched it, I literally did all of those things, off command. Think of it like this. Movies are literal portals that contain the energy it took to make the movie. And sometimes with possession movies and series like this, the dark forces that the actors had to tap into stays in that portal. And when you watch the movie, you open the portal for the energies to come out into you. So what do you think your soul is absorbing when you watch these movies? Y'all stay dangerous. YouTube saw this video first. So if y'all want to see my videos sooner, go to my YouTube.
I have bad news.
All right, y'all. We got another one of them type of videos, man. Finna dive deep into this these mountain bunkers. You know what's crazy? I heard somewhere where they said that they have literally cities between mountains. They're cloaked between mountains. I don't know how true that is, but that is kind of that's an interesting theory, right? But type mountains in the comment if you about to watch this with me, man. You're a real one. But if you don't want to watch this, just skip ahead. All right, let me unmute it.
Look at this.
That's a bunker?
I mean, just looking at these bunkers, you start to realize how incredibly ambitious of a feat this is to drill into the side of a cliff and decide to build an entire network of tunnels that are connected and well armed and strategically placed so that you can hit the targets you want to hit. Oh, look, there's another one. Oh my God, look at this. That is just at the base of this cliff. Oh my goodness. And it's hidden. The only reason I can see it is because I am above it. But if you're looking at it straight on, you don't see it. It blends in perfectly. Look at that. There's one behind all of these little facades. They're just guns that are hiding in the wall of this cliff. By the 1800s, the Swiss were really good at digging into mountains, building cable cars, trains. They got really good. And that prowess for digging became incredibly useful in the 1940s when their situation looked like this. Surrounded by fascist regimes that are quickly taking over Europe very effectively, these two allies, Italy and Germany, with Switzerland kind of sandwiched right in the middle. Neutral Switzerland wanted to stay out of the war, so they did whatever it took. But one of the major things they did when they wanted to stay neutral was they started digging.
That's insane, bro. Like,
they turned their mountains into a literal giant fortress. Yes, you heard me right. They
just imagine like where else this can be at, you know? Like, dude. Man, this stuff get deep.
Turned their mountains into a fortress, or I guess technically, if you're a military nerd, a redoubt. Redoubt just means basically an impenetrable fortress that is dug into the ground. But redoubts usually look like this, one fortress. Switzerland wanted to turn their entire Alpine region, which is like a huge part of their country, into a giant redoubt. I'm gonna explain to you the strategy in just a second, like what the thinking was here, because it's a little paradoxical and weird, and war is weird. But yeah, the point is here that they started digging and started creating what one historian has called the biggest fortress in Europe. I'm at the base of the Swiss Alps right now, and I'm in a village that is very Switzerland. It's got a lot of grass and cows and barns.
I'm the only one, but it's like, I just feel like wars is just fake. Am I the only one? Please, hey, if you got a better like way of putting that, if you got a better perspective, let me know, man. Because I don't feel like that we really, like, what were we fighting? Ourselves? You feel me? Like, who are we fighting? Maybe I don't know too much about that, so I ain't gonna say too much. All right. But in my opinion, I just feel like war is just like fake. That's just how I feel.
Barns, but a few of these barns, like this one behind me, have a little secret inside.
And because I feel like I could hear somebody saying nothing against somebody that's actually got hurt in a war or you know passed away. Nothing to them, because I know that's real. I'm just saying, I just feel like it's just something deeper behind that. That's just how I feel.
Wow. What? This gun is massive, has a range of 21 kilometers. And this is just one of 4 barn bunkers that are all connected to each other in this village. They're going down here. So now we're in the tunnels. Oh my gosh, wow. So we're just walking under the green grass and the cows right now. Oh my goodness.
The grenades is 10.5 centimeter grenade. You have to use this shell for the explosions actually, and the whole thing looks like that.
Oh, it's like a giant bullet.
Yeah. Shows to the people that they have to be quiet if they to protect all our army secrets. Normal people and the soldiers say, hey, shh, keep quiet.
Yeah.
All top secret.
We're currently inside of the largest bunker in all of Switzerland. It is massive. I mean, look at this place. 30,000 square meters of space, which is 300,000 square feet for those imperial people out there like me.
I want to say
I'm
something,
hanging
but
out
I'm
with
not.
Eric,
I'm easy to be quiet, though.
currently owns the bunker.
This is where the crew was taking the showers. Showering 85 meters of rock above you.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the deepest showers in the world. He's been showing me giant cannons and
This is crazy, though. Like, they got too much going on, man.
and the giant
What is
generators
this?
that have provided electricity for this place.
It's like a secret society or something.
From the outside, this thing does not look big at all. Wow. Look at that. That is amazing. A reminder that every time you see a little
If you're watching right now, type bunker.
that goes into a
comments.
bunker,
See who's watching.
probably a massive network of tunnels. 2 meters of concrete here at the entrance. You go inside of this door and you are let into a labyrinth of tunnels and weaponry.
8 kilometers of walkways.
8 kilometers. Yeah. Oh, and with the most gnarly doors you've ever seen in your life. They're quadruple fortified with huge slabs of concrete.
This is like 2 meters of concrete. You sit behind there with a rifle and be able to protect the entrances.
Wow. No one is getting into this bunker anytime soon. There's a bunker right here, look at this. This is not a rock. This is a door. These little doors in the middle of the forest. So unassuming, so benign, but boy, if you knew what was inside. Let's be clear, this isn't normal. Most countries don't bore into mountains as their defense strategy. But Switzerland isn't like other countries.
When you live in Switzerland, you never really have a sense of threat. We're Switzerland, we're neutral, right? Nothing gonna happen to us.
So instead of forming alliances and sending troops, they dug. And the results are nearly 10,000 of these, scattered all throughout the country. And that is what I've been searching for. Okay, where are you, my bunkers? Where are you, my bunkers? Ah, I see something down there. That is not natural erosion on this cliff. I keep looking for more and more, and I'm realizing there are too many for me to fly to. Like, there are dozens up there. This cliff is just riddled with little windows, totally primed and prepped to just light up this entire valley if there was an invading army from the north. Oh, and it's not just the mountains. I also discovered hundreds of thousands of bunkers dug under Swiss homes, a further expression of the Swiss habit of digging to remain neutral. The bunkers are at the center of a discussion that is heating up as the world becomes dangerous again. So Switzerland is once again debating what these bunkers mean to them, and what it means to be safe, secure, and neutral in a changing.
Yo, seeing this now and hearing that theory that Rashad Jamal was speaking about, how they have cities between mountains. I don't know. Maybe that might be a real thing. After seeing this video, that just made me ram whatever. That's deep. Can speed of sound be seen? What?
The
The Rockefeller family started the school system with the objective of creating work ants that swallow everything without questioning anything. A system where you don't really learn, but are indoctrinated by their ideas. The Rockefeller family promoted an educational model based on memorization and obedience, designed to train efficient workers and not critical thinkers. This approach aligned with the needs of the Industrial Revolution, providing docile and easily manageable labor for the productive system. This model, influenced by the Prussian system, sought to suppress creativity and intellectual independence in order to maintain social and economic control. The purpose of the elite was to create a population that would unquestioningly accept the established structures, thus ensuring the perpetuation of their power and wealth. And let me tell you something, dear viewer. When we all rise up, the game that the elite have imposed for decades will be over. If you do not know where to start with all this new information I shared with you, I recommend that you investigate by your own means the mechanisms of the elite to begin to wake up, understanding and avoiding their manipulation. I personally discovered all this from reading the book, Know the Only Truth, which reveals how the elites manipulate us and how.
All right, so I'm looking at this video right here. We're gonna throw this in. It says, if Rihanna saved Rihanna untold truth, the theory that Rihanna had, whatever. But isn't it just crazy how like these videos be so strategically put together? All right, let's check this out though.
About the music industry, part 2. The theory that Rihanna had already tried to send us a message about the music industry. Part 2. In this scene, Rihanna opens a door and finds a group of women who apparently work for the industry. These women end up selling some parts of Rihanna's body as if she were a product. Then, Rihanna meets a very strange woman standing in front of a portal. This woman checks the key on Rihanna's neck, as if she wants to know if she has permission to pass through or not. After checking, the women lead Rihanna to the front of the portal, as if she is ready to go through the transition. On the other side of the portal is the child version of Rihanna with a crown over her eyes. As
do y'all see what I'm talking about? Like, why is this video so strategically like designed like this? Like, come on, man.
If she is blindfolded, Rihanna holds the hand of her younger self and crosses to the other side of the portal. Instantly, her white dress and her old self disappear, and Rihanna officially finds herself inside the music industry. In the next scene, Rihanna is shown in a room with a man sitting, as if waiting for Rihanna's work. He hands her a theoretical machine. He gives Rihanna a tattoo, and then Rihanna begins tattooing his forehead. While Rihanna is working, he becomes extremely captivated by her. With just a few small points tattooed on his forehead, he starts leaking ink all over his body. This scene symbolizes that all the investment in Rihanna has already given immediate returns. In the following scene, Rihanna appears naked in a bathtub, showing a lot of discomfort. Around the bathtub, there's a white screen with people watching from behind. You can even hear whispers in this scene. Rihanna lies down in the bathtub and suddenly she sees her younger version outside, along with the other people watching. This moment suggests that the mini version of Rihanna outside the bathtub made her realize that the only way for her to stop being a product of the industry is to face the years of her contract. In another scene, Rihanna enters a room more confidently with several men who apparently represent the music industry. All of these men seem overly fixated. Then, suddenly, in the middle of it all, her child version appears, her innocent self among so many men. Out of nowhere, Rihanna and these men begin to receive a kind of light, symbolizing the benefits of having Rihanna within the industry. Rihanna steps alone onto a stage with a big screen showing her face. At that moment, it shows that she managed to surpass all the expectations that the industry placed on her. Rihanna is then guided by an elderly woman into a room. In this room, with accountants and a floor covered in money, Rihanna is surprised by the amount of profit she has generated during all these long years of her contract. contract. Suddenly, Rihanna encounters her younger self with a crown covering her eyes, symbolizing the promise of becoming a global superstar. This scene, where mini Rihanna hands her the crown, marks the fulfillment of that promise. After this moment, Rihanna is shown in a dark place with a white door. The key to this door is the key to her 8th studio album. At this moment, it sends the message that Rihanna has completed her 8th studio album and is finally free from the contract. The industry men appear again, this time.
Now, I don't believe everything he's saying right now, but man, it's strange to me how like everything, like it just look like this stuff is strategically put together, right?
Stepping aside to let her pass, as if they can no longer exploit her, she finally returns to the room from the beginning, now dusty, as if it's a place she has been waiting a long time to come back to. There, she lies down with the children, as if she has finally found peace again, and for that reason, since then, Rihanna has never released another album. So, what do you think? The theory that
I think they all doing... They all witches and whatever. We got a Mandela effect. Excuse me.
I see a lot of people talking about the Mandela effect, but not a lot of people explaining the why. Like, why is this happening? If you don't know what the Mandela effect is, here's an example. I had to scroll all the way down my Instagram to find this. As you can see, it was posted in February of 2019. My caption was, real life how I'ma be when I get back to the States. I went a year without Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was literally my favorite go-to restaurant. There's no way I could have spelt that wrong. And yet, now Chick-fil-A is spelled like this, with a C. I don't remember it being spelled that way. In my timeline, it was always spelled with a K. Even though this is just my personal experience, I feel like our creator, the one true God, creates Mandela effects in order to hint at us and give us the truth. I'm going to tell you what I mean. So a lot of Star Wars fans experience a Mandela effect where they say C-3PO was entirely gold. But when you look now, he has a silver leg. People are saying that wasn't always the case. He never used to have a silver leg. It was always gold. As you can see from the knee down, it is silver. The golden calf was removed from this idol. So, what is the significance of a golden calf? In the book of Exodus, when Moses climbed Mount Sinai to receive the 10 Commandments from God, his people began to get worried. So they gathered all the gold jewelry that they had and forged a golden calf in order for them to worship. And of course, this angered God.
I could be mistaken. They're using a very primitive dialect, but I do believe they think I am some sort of god.
As you saw, those creatures were bowing and praying to him as if he was some sort of god. And Hollywood loves to use this type of biblical imagery. There's a movie called The Christmas Story where they also were seen worshiping a golden calf. In this society, there's an endless pursuit to these golden idols. Well, Donald Trump posted a 33-second video on his social media accounts. We already know the significance the occult holds to the number 33. But in this 33-second video that Donald Trump posted, it featured him as a golden statue. This correlates to the worship of the golden calf that angered God. In Psalm 146-3, it says, "Do not put your trust in princes and human beings who cannot save." So some other Mandela effects that I feel like give a hint towards the truth of our realm is the one with Target. This is the logo that many people remember, but now it looks like this. You gotta think, what message are we supposed to be getting here? This is the Mercator map, which shows you what the North Pole really looks like. As you can see, there is no ice there, and in the center is black rock, Rupes Nigra, where the Tree of Life was located. This, changing to this, was no coincidence. The creator is telling you where the target is. There is an anime called Attack on Titan, and they have a map that also shows you the bullseye. And it just so happens that this map is called Paradise, because where the Tree of Life was located was essentially a paradise. What does bullseye mean? Something central or crucial. This is crucial because this was the way in and out of this realm. The video game Fortnite also features a map that is strikingly similar to the North Pole. As you can see in the center, that is where the Tree of Life would have been located. And this map is divided.
Yo, that's another thing. Fortnite, I ain't gonna lie, Fortnite be seem like they know some stuff too.
By 4 rivers. Look familiar? Now, another Mandela effect that is getting people tripped up is Stauffer's stovetop stuffing. People remember it as Stauffer, but now it says Kraft. What kind of hidden message could we get from this? Let's see. Stauffer is an Americanized version of the German surname Stauffer. The name has multiple origins, including a steep hill or mountain. And what is located at the center of the North Pole? A mountain, Black Rock. Seems like in this game of life, we are given the cheat code. It's just up to you whether you can peep it or not. They are always going to tell you the truth in media. This show is called Under the Dome. I see a lot of people talking about the Mandela effect, but
like her video, she got some good. She makes some valid points. This video is tripping me out. They saying no object in this photo are moving. Let me know what y'all see, because I see it's moving. Or is it just the colors just changing and it's making it seem? Nah, bro. It's moving. I don't believe it. You know what? It really isn't moving. Now that I'm seeing it, it's just changing colors to make it seem like it's moving. But it's not moving. What do y'all see? Don't it look like it's moving, right?
So y'all know how Kentucky just had this crazy horrible flood storm that just came out of nowhere, and within the same day after it flooded the city, it started to snow, y'all. Well, this took place on the opposite side of town, y'all. You see what I'm seeing here? This guy is right here by the City Hall building in Paintsville, Kentucky, and look at this, y'all. The crows are lined up everywhere, on top of the house, around. Look at the roof, y'all. Now you know something is going on, because why are crows at City Hall at nighttime?
You know what's okay? I just gotta say this because I've been seeing some crows around. I've never seen crows like that. I thought crows. I think I'm seeing the real crows out here in Arizona, because I've never seen a crow that just that big. Like, come on, man. Like, how is these crows that big out here? Like, what are they eating? That is crazy. Maybe that's just not a crow. Maybe that's something else. Or maybe it is. That's crazy.
The guy even got out of the car and the crows barely moved. So something must be going on. Crows are highly in tune creatures. Crows are one of the birds that the spirit realm uses for messages to get across into the physical, y'all.
Yep.
So what are all these crows doing in Kentucky at City Hall? Look at this, y'all. They're not even going anywhere. Lately, the birds have been telling us, y'all, the message. They've been having their hands up in the air, waving like they just don't care, because they know something is here, y'all. Remember, these beings are tuned to the magnetic ley lines of the earth. What they're talking about, a pole flip or a pole switch right now. They know what's going on. What do you guys think is going on here? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
These are the crows I be saying. Hey, that's not a normal sized crow. Them crows, them ain't normal sized crows at all. So we got a giant laying on his back. Petrified giant.
You can see a giant laying on his back over a rock. You can even see a rope around his neck.
Copy that. But that's crazy though. That's definitely a giant. Wow. That's just crazy to think like we really are giants. Like, this ain't no joke. This is the real deal, man. And you can't tell me that's not a giant. That's a giant. You can see the head. That's crazy.
How is it possible without a deep understanding of geometry, mathematics, physics, and engineering? Built in the Abhaneri village of Rajasthan, India, the Chand Bauri is over 1,000 years old and is 100 feet deep, with 13 floors and 3,500 symmetrically placed thin steps. It is one of the biggest and most stunning stepwells in the entire world. How is it possible?
So when they pasteurize something, they take milk, they cook it from 250 degrees to 500 degrees for up to 60 minutes. Then they add emulsifiers and all these chemicals in there. Very weird chemicals, trisodium phosphate, sodium citrate, all these really weird chemicals into there. They can put up to 5% of emulsifiers in there. So anything that they want, 5%. They can also color it. Okay, so they can color pasteurized cheese with all these different synthetic colors and put things in there as well. But when you get through it, the biggest one I found, and this was mind-blowing because people always say I have a milk allergy. Well, you're allergic to the in the milk rather than the milk itself. And what was interesting was the first thing that I found on the pasteurized milk, they add trisodium phosphate. Trisodium phosphate also leads to people developing kidney stones and excreting calcium from the body and osteoporosis. So they say, you know, the whole milk thing, you see how that's like, oh, it's going to help your bones, but they pasteurize it, zap it of all the nutrients, and then it does the opposite. So when they pasteurize something,
crazy.
And when you're trying to find out who's gonna come unload the truck because you've been sitting there for a while, and then this brother pull up and say, "Don't worry, I got it."
That's
And when
crazy.
you're trying to find
Some creepy videos, man. Ah, look at the dog. Like it's gonna move, right? Oh no. Oh no. That thing is really moving. Man, this remind me of being at my grandma's house. She had so many dogs, man. I remember we was up one night. I swear, them dogs was talking or moving. I swear she had so many dogs in that house. Bruh, them dogs was moving, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. That is creepy. It's like a spirit just go inside the dog or something. I don't know. That, bro, I don't forever be like scared of dogs. I don't care. You and your boyfriend were made for each other.
Now have found a black cable. Please do not pull it out. If you have already done so, please do not plug it back in. You should now have.
Someone tell me what this is. What is she doing? What is she trying to do? She's definitely trying to create something. I don't know what it is though.
What you looking at?
Oh, I'm reading this book about astronomy.
That for your GED?
Nah. Did you know that the sun takes up more space than 1,000,000 Earths?
Damn, that's big.
Right? And in the old days, people used to think that the sun was God.
She probably still is.
Jesus. I mean, people bow their heads at this name. That's a Greek name, and it's a Greek mythological name. There never was a person by that name who lived in Palestine. Never, ever, ever. And that isn't even open to debate. That's an actual fact. And that name Jesus was made up because the numerical values of the Greek letters of Jesus add up to 888, which is the sun in the sky. The myth is written not because there's a man somewhere who did something, but because there is an energy, a love, an intelligence, a wisdom, something inside of you, and when you touch that inside of you, the electrical energy starts an action that opens up the mind and gives you understanding and wisdom and a flow with the harmony of all nature, and brings you out of the salvation, out of all of the stress and the hate and the guilt and the violence that we subject ourselves to the governments and the religions of this world, and takes you out of it. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's a very beautiful thing. The problem with it is we're looking for a hero. And the hero of the story actually said in many, many parts of this book called the Bible, don't look at me, look at yourself. Physician, heal yourself. What is within me is within you.
Indeed. Indeed.
We
stand on a sandcastle, it easily collapses. But if a layer of paper is added in the middle, it won't break even if you stand on it. And if a fiber-layered glass is placed in the middle, the sandcastle becomes so strong that it can even withstand the weight of a car. This process is called soil reinforcement. It evenly distributes the weight, making the structure much stronger. This technology is used in flyover construction. When we stand on a sandcastle, it easily collapses. But if
I knew that. Is that a mushroom? That's a mushroom.
The world's largest living organism, the humongous fungus, is located in Malheur National Forest in eastern Oregon. It covers over 2,200 acres and is made up of the Armillaria ostoye fungus, also known as the honey mushroom. The world's largest...
See, this is the type of abundance you want right here.
A 3-year-old blueberry bush should average
you got so much blueberries you don't know what to do
per year. Here I'm harvesting from my sweetheart blueberry bush, which is a southern high bush. You have the southern high bush, the northern high bush, the low bush, the half high, and then the rabbit eye. When shopping for your blueberry bush, companion is key for the larger and the sweeter berries. Check out the Growing Out the Box Blueberry Guide and get the most out of your blueberry bush by choosing the correct companion.
Okay, guys, I got a mind blower for you. You ready? If you take a seed, any seed that you're getting ready to plant, and you put it in your mouth and you cover it with your saliva, did you know that that plant will read your DNA and what it's deficient in, and it will add that to the plant that's growing, doesn't matter what kind of plant it is, and that plant will give you everything that your body is deficient in. Yeah, mind blower.
I didn't know that. I mean, of course I wouldn't know. I don't grow food. How many of y'all grow food? Hey, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all, if y'all growing food, hey man, make sure y'all start you a YouTube channel. What you doing? Hope out some people. What is this?
I like this one homie has a constant stream of oxygen bubbles, just blasting, laying it out in overdrive, using the power of the sun. These other guys, they're doing a little, but that guy has put all of his points in rapid fire bubbling. Look at that. That's so awesome. We love photosynthesis and science. Even
gangbanging is witchcraft.
Gangbanging is a lot of witchcraft. Like the hand signals, they have what's called knowledge, and they would write down codes to the gang and like pretty much what you had to live by. Everything was in like ebonics to like how you communicate. It's just witchcraft, bro. And now that I think about it, all of the ones that were in my game specifically, like, folk means for our Lord King Satan. Folks. Folks. I was in a whole gang worshiping the devil pretty much, and they would throw up pitchforks. Like they would be like, it's demonic, bro.
They even wear the beads.
They wore the beads, and the beads had to get blessed.
How do you get the beads blessed?
So like the beads had to get blessed by one of the like higher ups, whether it be the OG, triple OG, double OG. So the women would be all beaded up, and they'll be doing protection on you when you go out and you selling weight. They would bless you, make sure that you were good and that you're not gonna go to jail.
Bro, this is crazy. When I was in the Santeria and Voodoo, bro, like I had to get my beads blessed. I had to go to the shop, the Santero.
Yep.
I remember it was a witch, bro. It was a bruja. She would take the beads and put it in the Florida water, take the cigar smoke, like an old lady smoking a cigar, and and bless the beads for me to go out and be blessed. And I had to keep like getting like renewal of the blessing.
Yeah.
Bro, I never put this is crazy.
And it's by rank. So like the more beads you had, the more deeper you were in.
It was the same thing with Voodoo and Santeria.
Yeah. To gain rank, you would have to go deeper. So like there'd be times where they'd be like, yo, you gotta go shoot somebody. You gotta go cut somebody. Or you gotta go beat somebody up. So like that's how you would gain rank.
Like in actual Satanism where it's not gangbanging, right? You have to sacrifice somebody.
Yeah.
It's a Satanism.
Yeah. Gangbanging is a lot of...
Is this how cloud seeding is doing? I'm gonna mute this because I think the music's copyright. We can play it though. Let's see. Things that make you go, right. Such a shame. Not only do they do it right there, they do it in the sky with the planes. That's crazy. What is that? That's a shame. In the water? So crazy. So I guess this lady thinks this is a fairy.
That's a fairy. Oh my god, yo, that's a fairy. I'm recording this with an iPhone. I'm
Is
here
it
with my
really?
family on a vacation. Not on a vacation, I'm just here because of my graduation. I just graduated and I'm seeing a fucking fairy in real life.
Is that really a fairy? Or what do y'all think, man? Fairy or not? This NFL player explains the scary truth about getting stuck in the Matrix.
There's many ways that the Matrix tries to disconnect us from our true self. Like, we're in a spiritual warfare right now. Like, we're literally in the middle of a spiritual war, a war on consciousness. And the idea is to disconnect you from yourself so that you don't realize the power that resides within you. How do we do that? Let's put fluoride in the water. Let's make these people eat all this breakfast food, all these foods that don't serve them. Let's put some alcohol on this every corner while COVID is here so that they're locked inside, but they still got to go drink some.
Somebody about to have to get the scissors. This is a full-blown agent. Ain't no old babies or nothing for this one. Homie, you getting exposed. Because as you can see here, the UMG group is who owns that song. They Not Like Us. And this is the dude who basically owns most of the stock.
That's saying they not like us. Like, that can go both ways. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all get what I'm trying to go with that, like, that can go both ways. Like, they not like us. They not like, do y'all see what I'm trying to, you know?
In that situation. As you can see here, this is the family that basically owns and controls that whole music group. The Bolor family. And as you can see here, the connected families to that family is the Goldsmith family. As you can see here, and you can see who they are closely related to, these people. But who is the Goldsmith family closely related to? You guessed it, them people. So you mean to tell me nobody was gonna watch that Super Bowl? The tickets were tanking, the whole thing was about to tank, and then Kendrick Lamar comes in there and saves the day and gets people to watch the program. And they didn't even pay him anything. So these must be your homeboys, Kendrick. Cause I certainly ain't never seen you in our neighborhoods doing no concerts for free. Or even doing a pay concert that you use to put a grocery store in one of our neighborhoods. You or none of your people. As you can see here by this receipt, this man don't even own a grocery store. Now we see that this man, Kendrick Lamar, is only a mouthpiece for these people. And that man is not with us. He is with them. So when they say they not like us, he's saying that we're not like them. I hope you didn't think I wasn't gonna catch it. I'm too sharp for you balloon heads. Peace to the Atlanta.
See? I know y'all see it. Y'all see it. All right, y'all, we're finna dive into this right here. It says, why you're tired all the time. You have to watch this with me. Type brand in the comments so I can see who's watching with me.
I want to look at the bigger reasons why we're all so tired. A lot of those reasons have to do with what's happening right now during the day. Like right now while I'm filming this, things are happening in my brain and your brain that will make us more tired later on today and tomorrow. It'll affect how long and how well you sleep and whether or not you feel refreshed in the morning. In order to understand why you're so tired, I'm going to take you back in time to 300,000 years ago. Meet Johnny Caveman. Johnny Caveman kind of has a similar body to ours today. He's a human. His body's a little different. His hips and his head are shaped a little differently. He's got this wider, flatter nose. He's got this big, strong brow. But up where it counts, his brain is very similar to our brain today. And yet how he uses his brain is very different. Similar brains, totally different worlds. To show this, let me show you Johnny Caveman's morning routine. As Johnny Caveman begins his day, let's keep an eye on this part of his brain. This is the prefrontal cortex. When you make decisions, this part of your brain is doing most of the work. This morning, Johnny Caveman has a few decisions to make. He has to decide where to get his water today. Should he go out and hunt with his group, or should he spend time picking berries? He just found some mushrooms. Are these mushrooms safe? Should he eat them? Johnny Caveman will likely spend a big chunk of his day just sitting here around this campsite, eating and chatting with his band of other humans. He might go out and gather sticks to build a campfire later. I mean, look at his brain. There's some decisions being made here, but it isn't pinging very much. There's not a ton of action up here in the prefrontal cortex. His day is routine with not a ton of choices. Fairly simple decisions. Okay, but let's transport forward in time now. I wonder what would happen if we put this same Johnny Caveman in the 20th century. Same brain, same body, different world. Yawn. The sun is still waking Johnny Caveman up. And now he's got a few decisions to make. He decides to shave before he goes to work. What's for breakfast? Apples again? I think I'll have a peach. Now off to work. The world's gone through the Industrial Revolution, so he spends his day at a factory where he's repeating tasks over and over. He's definitely making more decisions than Johnny Caveman was, but the prefrontal cortex isn't pinging a ton. It's not a lot of action up here. Okay, how does Johnny Caveman do in 2024? Did I get enough sleep last night? Where's my phone? Is my kid's concert today or tomorrow? Ugh, I need new socks. These don't match. What should I eat for lunch later? Should I cancel with my coworker? Did I have a burrito yesterday? I need to remember to send the receipts to the insurance company. I need to file that expense report. When am I going to change this fish? How much gas is it?
Bro, it be like that in the head, though. You be thinking about all you gotta do, what you did do, like, bro, it be like this. You be having a whole conversation with your own self.
I get an oil change this week. Why is the ice cream so slow down? Should I be upgrading to a different machine? It's 8:30 in the morning, and I've already made a ton of decisions. Way more than Johnny Caveman, or the Johnny from the 20th century. These decisions are complex, they are abstract, they are high stakes. My prefrontal cortex is going bananas. One estimate I read said that modern humans make 35,000 decisions every day. We make more than 200 decisions about food alone. Okay, I get it. Modern life is full of a lot of decisions, but like, I'm not running from tigers anymore. Like, I don't have to like scavenge and hunt for my food. Shouldn't I be less tired? I'm using my brain instead of my body. And I'm doing way less physical work. I mean, we've got washing machines and dishwashers and automatic head massagers and at-home spas. And damn it, we even have lazy boys. Shouldn't I feel more rested because of all of this? Okay, and here's where we come to the answer to the question, which is we gotta look at that prefrontal cortex again and see what's actually going on when you make all of these decisions. It's a part of a war that is happening between you and the modern world. This war is being fought on two different battlefields, daytime and nighttime. When you're making decisions, there's an electronic signal, like a pulse, that is traveling between regions of the brain along these wires called neurons. You've got like almost 100 billion of these things, and they all are forming this giant network, tons of connections, and they all send signals to each other. That is what decisions and actions are. But in order to send these signals between the different parts of the brain, you need a very important chemical called glutamate. Glutamate makes all of this happen. It's a neurotransmitter. It helps everything talk to each other. But look, after you make the decision, the glutamate kind of sticks around. And as you make more and more decisions, glutamate starts to build up and it starts to clog the system. which new research suggests makes decisions harder because the whole system is clogged, which makes you feel fatigued. Make a bunch of decisions, you feel tired, even if you didn't lift a finger. It's like as if your brain were a big city. All of these roads are the neurons and synapses that you use to make decisions. It's all functioning nicely, everyone can flow, but the more decisions you make, the more trash you produce. And the trash starts to pile up. Trash collectors will eventually move this trash out, but if you're producing a ton of trash, it starts to pile up, and it eventually starts to block the streets, making it much harder for the cars to move along, meaning for your brain activity to do what it's supposed to do, for you to make decisions. This is what it looks like when you're really tired. It's 11:30 a.m. here at my desk, and I've made so many decisions. I haven't done any strenuous work, but I'm drowning in glutamate and feeling tired. A lot of cultures have a solve for this.
I guess decision making really is what's making people tired, for real. Dang. I mean, we, like he said, we make almost like 35,000 decisions in one day. That's crazy, man. That is insane.
It's called biphasic sleep, which is just a cool sounding name for a nap in the afternoon. People usually around like the Mediterranean take naps from the hours of like 2 to 5. They rest, they reset. Research found that people who take siestas have increased brain functioning.
Yo, naps. If you ain't doing that, make sure you do more of that, man. That would definitely help you too. For you not being creative that day, you know, take you a nap.
And are 37% less likely to die of heart disease. But here in the United States, we pledge to not sleep on the job. We will never take naps like those failing socialist countries in the Mediterranean. No. The hustle never stops here in America. Sorry, I recently watched Top Gun and I'm just feeling really patriotic right now.
That's right. I am dangerous.
So our brains, which are the same as Johnny Caveman's brains, aren't totally set up to make all of these decisions without feeling very tired. I mean, it kind of makes sense. We've got these caveman brains living in 2024. This is called evolutionary mismatch. Our brains haven't caught up with our lifestyle, with our world, and all of the decisions that we are required to make to just be normal modern humans. So what do we do about this? Well, you can take siestas, which is like not something I can do in my life. I'm just not set up for it here. Sorry, guys. But that would be a way to clear out some glutamate and reset. But the biggest takeaway for me is just limit how many decisions I have to make every day, which is not easy, but there definitely are ways to do it. I've started choosing the outfits that I'm going to wear for the week on Sunday, so that in the morning when I wake up, I'm just like, oh, the outfit's already chosen. Or you could go full Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg style and just wear one thing so that you can have a closet that looks like this. Which... meal planning. That's another one. On a Sunday, we've started like writing down every meal we're gonna have during the week. And that makes life way easier when you're at the end of a day of work and you are feeling tired. But there's one more chemical we have to talk about for this daytime battle, and it's called adenosine. It is this very clever evolutionary feature of our brain that's basically like a signal to our brains that tells us when it's time to rest. As you go throughout your day, thinking and doing things, this adenosine builds up, and it kind of signals to your brain that you're tired. It signals that you should feel sleepy and hopefully makes you go to sleep. But being industrious humans focused on progress, we found a substance that will block the buildup of adenosine. It's called caffeine, making caffeine the most popular drug in the world. It blocks adenosine, this natural signal of you should be tired and sleep, and allows us to keep operating as if the adenosine doesn't exist. But guess what? The caffeine doesn't last forever. It eventually wears out, and all of this adenosine that had built up comes flooding into your brain like a megaphone saying, hey, you're really tired, and we're finally able to tell you. This is called the afternoon crash. My solution to this is like the greatest thing in the world, and it's called a coffee nap. When you nap, your body gets rid of the adenosine. It's like the adenosine clearing hour. And if you drink caffeine, then you get this like multiplier effect where all the adenosine is gone and the caffeine just comes in. It doesn't have to block any adenosine and it's just ready to like hype you up. Drink a quick coffee, lay down for just 15 minutes. It's amazing. Coffee naps. Add it to the list. The other option.
How many of y'all had a coffee nap? Huh? How many of y'all had a coffee nap? Yo, I ain't never had that, bro. Wait. How many of y'all had that, man? A coffee nap? Somebody in the comments had one. Hey.
Option is to drink your coffee a little bit like later than you would. Like, don't drink it right as you wake up. Drink it between the hours of 9 and 11 a.m. so that it lasts until you're done with work and then you can have your coffee crash. Okay, so that is our daytime battle. Glutamate builds up because we make so many decisions. Adenosine builds up because we don't let it clear out and we block the signals because of caffeine. And our modern world doesn't like us naturally clearing these things out, so we feel really tired. Now let's get to the nighttime battle. Everyone says we should get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, but when you go to bed and when I go to bed is probably different. Back in the Johnny Caveman days, groups of humans couldn't leave their camp unattended at night. So we evolved to have different sleep times so that some of us could stay awake and guard the camp and others could sleep. And then we could switch off. Today what that looks like is that I go to bed at 10:30 and I wake up at 6:30. You may be a night owl and you want to go to bed at 1 in the morning, or you may want to go to bed at 9 a.m. These are called chronotypes, and there are roughly 4 of them. Everyone has a slightly different interpretation of what it means, but the fact is, we're not all the same when it comes to when we go to bed. And yet, we all live in a society that wants us to be the same. Our standard workday, 9 to 5, was constructed for like the average person, but you may not be that person. You have a job that requires you to be there at 9 a.m. and you're a night owl who wants to sleep until 10:30? Too bad. Capitalism says no. Researchers say that our chronotype is in our genes. Like, this is like we are.
Capitalism is like that is the biggest cause why like we in what we in right now. Capitalism. You know, everyone's capitalism off of something, you know?
Naturally coded to have an optimal time when we are sleeping. And that may not work with your life. Evolutionary mismatch once again. So I'm going to write chronotypes down on my list. What's the solution here? Find out what your chronotype is. You probably already know what it is. Maybe aligning your lifestyle with your chronotype could help you get sleep during the time when your sleep is most optimal, which will help make you feel less tired. Okay, finally, in a video that you clicked on about why you're so tired, finally we're talking about sleep. Sleep definitely matters. And I think there's actually a lot of great videos and literature, books, whatever, on sleep and how to optimize sleep. Our brains catalog all these memories. All the sensory input and memories from the day get cataloged. Our muscles and our circulatory system, they all get to relax and take a break, which is super vital. And as we talked about earlier, we clear out a lot of like the byproducts from living life, the glutamate, the adenosine, all of the kind of toxins and byproducts that we accumulate from a day. This is all super important, but not all sleep is created equal. And what we do in the hours leading up to bed can make a big difference. So let's see what this looks like using an example. As we're following along, let's track my chemical levels. I get home around 8 p.m. I whip up some of my famous macaroni and cheese before sitting down to my desk because I've got a little more work to do. Now, my chronotype is the lion, which means I kind of want to go to bed like at 10. I'm getting kind of tired. So I pour myself a cup of coffee to fight off all the adenosine that has been building up in my brain. Okay, I finish up my work. It's 2 hours past when I normally go to bed, but I need some time to wind down. Here I am making more decisions on Netflix. And look, even though it's nighttime outside, this giant TV screen is emitting light. My brain thinks this is the sun. It thinks it's daytime. So it blocks the release of melatonin. Melatonin is a chemical that we need to shift our brain from wakefulness to sleep. Finally, after some Netflix, I feel like I've wound down and I'm gonna go to bed. It's 2 a.m. I turn off the TV and I get a little bit of melatonin, but not nearly enough to feel tired. I've got a ton of adenosine in my brain, but it's not registering. I should be feeling tired, but all of this adenosine is blocked by the caffeine I had earlier. One more look at my phone to set my alarm. Gotta check Instagram really quick. Eventually the caffeine wears off, the adenosine comes flooding in, and I fall right asleep. But it's now 3 a.m. My body goes through the important process of clearing.
Crazy, bro. Hey, y'all ever had them times when your body, you don't even know you fell asleep. It just be, your body's just shut off. Like, yo, them right there though, best sleeps ever. I ain't gonna lie.
Clearing out all these chemicals. It's a slow process. I need time to do this. My body's making great progress, and then It's been 5 hours, which is just not enough time for our bodies to take out all the trash. My brain still kind of looks like this. I'm going to start my day with all of the residual glutamate chemicals swirling around in my brain as I start to make new decisions and accumulate more glutamate, more adenosine that I'm going to block with caffeine. So I guess I'm going to add the obvious one to my list. Get enough sleep and wind down without caffeine or alcohol, the things that kind of kill your ability to get good sleep. This is my list. Here it is, why we're so tired and what we can do about it. It's not exhaustive, but it includes the lesser covered aspects of fatigue that I have found very compelling and that have affected how I approach my day-to-day life. In short, it's not just because we look at our phones before bed that we're so tired. There's a lot more going on. And a lot of it has to do with life, modern life, and these brains that we have that were evolved for a very different time. There's a lot of upside to the fact that we don't live in caves next to campfires hunting for our food. But one of the downsides is that we feel this very specific kind of fatigue. It's often mental fatigue. And now I understand why.
That's what it be.
So this is the
I want to look at the bigger
it be the mental
from
fatigue,
the home.
man.
Such a unique design.
Reasons.
That's exactly what it be. So we got robots replacing, I guess, hotel workers. It's cleaning up the hotel. This video got no sound. Dang. Is it really cleaning it up though? I'm just saying, like. I don't know about that, man. Let me see. Mm. What y'all think about that, man? I don't think it's really doing a good job, though. What y'all think? I don't know. I don't look like it's really cleaning up, for real. Well, mom says she's gonna be home at 10 p.m. and it's 10:02.
She's dead. She's dead. Okay. Oh, you don't understand. You don't understand. She's dead.
That's how it used to be, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's how it used to be. This is for educational purposes only, YouTube. No one got hurt.
Come on over here, man. If you're up here and anybody hits the back of my patrol car, it's a good chance you're going to get caught somewhere in between that car and your car. And if you're not caught in between, you may still get struck by one of the vehicles. I don't want that to happen to you.
Yo.
Like that. Let me get you. Come on over here.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Now, if I want me a big booty freak, I go to church. That's where they at, on Sundays.
On Sunday?
Or in Walmart. On Sunday at the church. Oh, the Walmart? Nuh-uh, you got to go to Ryan's or go to Corral. Stop playing. Now, if I want...
Wait, who is in the background? He's talking about Walmart. What?
Want me a big booty freak, I go to church. That's where they at, on Sundays. Or in Walmart.
He's talking about Walmart. Like, where did he come from? We just jumping in people's conversation. He just jumping. Bro. There you go. He's just jumping out of nowhere talking about Walmart. Like, come on. All right, y'all. We got a creepy story time, man. All right, so you watching this with me right now? Type creepy. Let's get into it.
In June of 2019, an ad was posted on Craigslist for a room available for rent in a single-family home in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. The ad wasn't for a whole house rental. Rather, the man who posted the ad was looking to be roommates with somebody, meaning they would share the living space, including the kitchen. This is what the ad said. 35-year-old male here, looking to rent out one of the empty bedrooms in my 4-bedroom, 1-family house. It's just me living here currently, and I'm looking for a roommate. The other 2 bedrooms are currently being used as storage, but depending on how much space you need, I could consider allowing you to use one of the extra spare bedrooms as storage as well. The ad then goes on to list all the features inside the house and included maintenance. It even goes on to note in all capitals that no pets or smokers were allowed, which could lead someone to believe the person behind this listing is a clean, halfway trustworthy person. A few days after this ad was posted, a regular 25-year-old named James came across the listing. Desperate for a place of his own and to move out of his parents' house, and for $900 a month, he thought it could be a good deal, depending on the homeowner, of course. James contacted the owner through the number provided on the ad, and they had a 5-minute phone call setting up a time and day for James to view the house. On a Tuesday after work, James stopped by the house, which was exactly how it looked in the ad. The owner was waiting on the front stoop. He introduced himself as Todd. He was at least 40 years old. Todd gave James a walk around the house like you would do if you were viewing any apartment or house for the first time. The house was a modest size, nothing fancy or anything, but pretty clean, and for the price it was spacious enough. James noted that there were no wood floors, it was all carpet, even in the living room and bedrooms. After the showing, Todd discussed with James the ground rules, which mostly were normal, but one that stood out to James was the rule of having a sleep time by 12 during the week. Since James works full-time, he didn't see this as much of an inconvenience, just a rather unusual rule to have in a roommate situation. But he chalked it up to Todd also working a 9 to 5 and not wanting to be woken up by noises late at night. A week later, James moved in, which, given that the bedroom was already furnished, it was an easy, quick process. Todd would be in the living room most of the time, watching TV or just reading the paper. He didn't seem to go out much. He would try to talk to James anytime.
Boss, who's reading papers, man? He could have just said watching TV. It sound like a fake story, but hey, continue.
You were in the kitchen making food, which got a little old pretty fast according to James, who says he would often just want to eat in peace but never had that luxury. On one work night, James woke up thirsty, so he went to fill up a cup with water down in the kitchen, when he noticed red stains on the carpet leading to the basement. He quietly opened the basement door and found that the red stains led down the carpeted stairs, but that Todd's voice came from the kitchen, which was lit up by a small nightlight, and Todd was sitting in one of the kitchen chairs. He said in a raspy voice, "Don't go down there right now." Todd said the stains on the carpet were wine stains. James didn't ask questions. He just filled his cup with water and went back upstairs. From this moment onward, James wasn't 100% comfortable in the house, and was now suspicious of his landlord/roommate. One day after work, Todd wasn't home, so James decided to take a look in his bedroom. The door was locked, but was easily unlocked with his fingernail. Inside, James immediately found 2 of his shirts, and strangely his Under Armour water bottle and a basket of clothes. James took his 3 belongings and left the room, then relocked the door with his fingernail. He planned on taking a personal day from work and evacuating the place early the next day without mentioning anything. After all, there was no lease or security deposit, so he could leave pretty easily. He did some packing that night and had a hard time sleeping because his mind was racing. His door creaked open at some time past midnight. Since he was laying on his back, he simply opened his eyes to see Todd, standing at the doorway, the dim light from the hallway nightlight illuminating his face and body in an unsettling way. Possibly not even aware if James was awake or not, Todd said into the room, "I know you went into my room. I told you my room is off limits. From now on, I also don't want you going in the basement. If this happens again, there's gonna be a big problem." He then angrily slammed the door, and James heard him stomping back down the hallway to his bedroom, where he then slammed that door as well. James says that Todd sounded drunk when he was saying this, as he was slurring his words and his voice was raspier than usual. James started packing the rest of his things and left first thing in the morning. He blocked Todd's phone number and temporarily moved back into his parents' house. A couple days later, he received a voicemail from some random number that sounded kind of garbled, but a breathing into the phone could be heard. This was what it sounded like. James says he's confident that the stains in the carpets weren't wine, they looked more like blood stains. Whether this Todd guy was hiding something or not will remain a mystery. This next ad was a lot more sinister and dark on the surface. On March 9th, 2001, in the early days...
Alright, I'm gonna stop it there. We just gonna do that little part.
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office. A lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
Because you said last week that you have the...
I don't know what it is, but like, it's like ever since I've seen Jeffrey Epstein, it just make me feel like he didn't die. Like am I the only one that just feel like he faked his death, or like it's something deeper behind this, like he still alive or something? I don't know. What do y'all think, man? And then I question, how did he make his money? Like, it's like, I don't know, man. There's something deeper behind this.
Orgasms are ruining your life. When you release, you produce dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's reward system. When you release, you get a spike in dopamine, feeling amazing. This tells your body that you have achieved something. Then your dopamine levels plunge. If you have an orgasm every day, then you are tricking your brain and body that you have achieved something, because you're activating the brain's reward system. This is why you feel lazy, tired, and unmotivated to do anything with your life, because your body already feels accomplished and achieved something. When you stop watching these dirty websites, then your brain will start to seek dopamine in other things, like writing a book or making something out your life. Sex is the best possible feeling that the human body can feel, and if you experience this feeling every day, then you will numb yourself to the little things in life that you won't be able to enjoy, because you're giving yourself the epitome of feelings. When you stop watching porn and releasing, your life will change.
So all these celebrities have been dying as of late, y'all, and I have been noticing something unusual about them, and I want to know if you guys have noticed this too. Let's go on with this. When we look at the dates of the deaths associated with these people and even the birthdays, y'all, I'm noticing a lot of 3, 6, and 9, y'all. Let's check this out. The singer Angie Stone died at the age of 63. You got the 3, the 6, you add that up, you get the 9. Gene Hackman was 95 years old when he died, but the year he was born, 1930, you have the 3, the 6, you add that up, is the 9. Betsy Arakawa, the wife of Gene Hackman, was 63 years old. The 3, the 6, you add that up.
What they say? It's no coincidence.
You get the 9. Quincy Jones was 91 years old when he died, but look at the year he was born in. You have the 3, the 6, and the 9. And even the day that he died, November 3rd, 2024, you have the 9, the 3, and in the 24, 2 plus 4 would give you 6. James Earl Jones was 93 years old at the age of death, and even the date of his death, the 996, the 3, the 6, and the 9. Even when it came to the plane and the helicopter crashes, those numbers were present. You got the UH-60 Black Hawk, there's the 6, it was carrying 3 US soldiers, the 3, the 6, and the 9. This happened right over runway 33, right over the X marks the spot. Y'all see that, right? The 3, the 6, and the 9. And the FedEx flight that shortly caught fire right after leaving Newark was flight number 3609. How can I make this stuff up? So the numbers 369 are coming up, and we are in the year of the 9. And remember what Nikola Tesla told you, right? The answers to the universe, 3, 6, and 9. And we are in the year of the 9. So something big is about to happen. Something big is completing right now, y'all. I've been telling y'all about that shift, and now it's here. What do you guys think about this? Did y'all see this? Did y'all notice this? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
You can reach enlightenment through sexual energy.
It's the strongest energy we have, right? Because it can make life.
People see God when they orgasm because you literally lose yourself into this high vibe frequency and you feel everything. You become the one. People could understand how important sexual energy is and how powerful it is, then a lot more people out here would be a lot more careful about who they share their bodies with, because there is a transfer of energy. There's an intertwining of energy. You're taking on that person's trauma. You're taking on that person's who they've been with trauma. And that's just energy. Let's talk about the body. Your body gets intertwined with all these different people. And now your thoughts are messy, right? Your body feels junky. It can really mess people up. You can reach enlightenment through.
God's guiding us all the time. Like, God is with us all the time. We just got to pay attention. Matrix tries to disconnect us from our true self. Like, we're in a spiritual warfare right now. Like, we're literally in the middle of a spiritual war, a war on consciousness. And the idea is to disconnect you from yourself so that you don't realize the power that resides within you. God is all around, like all around us right now, you know, in so many different forms and so many different voices and so many different, you know, and so many different elements, like, and to just pay attention and you'll see them, right? Like, God.
Look at this, y'all. What is this? Wow, look at all of this. You guys see that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is going on? I don't know about y'all, but the sun has been hitting different. The sun has been hitting different, y'all. Like, the sun has been like, it's been like burning me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. It's like, feels like the sun is like spanking.
I'm so, hey, you not lying, man. Yo, that sun, it's like that sun to be upgrading every year. For real. I was studying that sun one time, and I'm like, dang, how's the sun burning me up like that? Like, that sun change every year, I'm telling you.
You feel me? It's like whipping me. It's taking like a whip to my skin in a sense. Any of y'all been feeling that way? It doesn't, I mean, you know, oh wow, just look at this. You know, it's not bad, but I just feel like the sun is a lot more intense, y'all. Do y'all feel it? Look, I mean, and I see the reason why. Look at this. The sun has been a lot more intense, and I see the reason why, man. Just being out here in my backyard. But wow, look at this. That's like a big bubble, huh? It looks like a big bubble. Like it's cleaning, you know, cleansing. Look at this. My goodness. Do you guys, y'all see how huge this is too? Why it don't look that big when we look at it? We can't even look at it with our own two eyes. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at the beauty of this.
That's great.
My God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's magic all the way, baby. Magic all the way. Look at this, y'all.
Salt water, tap water, mercury. Wait. So, salt water makes it the light lit up. Mercury makes it lit up too.
Okay, go ahead and jump and oh, dang it. Okay, let's try again. Back it up. Okay, go ahead.
Do you have an M in your palm? If so, you a natural born leader. The M forms because the headline, lifeline, and heartline all connect. People with the M in their hand have strong manifestation capabilities. Your words shape your reality, so just be mindful of what you're saying. And of course, this goes for anybody, but you know, some people can manifest faster than others. People with the M just happen to be one of those people. Just look at it as M for manifestation. You also see right through that deception. You cannot be lied to easily. You're like a psychic lie detector. Most people with an M are successful in doing spiritual work, like I said, in leadership, in some form or fashion. So if you have an M, just know you're here to make an impact. We talked about this one before in part 1, but let's talk about it again. The Mystic Cross. So this is that little X in between your heart and headline. I just want to let you know your soul came to this realm with wisdom. Like I said in part 1, your psychic abilities probably coming online, or they've always been there. For anybody wondering, just know you have a connection, a natural one, to the unseen world. 9 times out of 10, you intuitive and deeply spiritual. I mean, of course, if I'm on your timeline, a soul has walked this path before and you might be a mystic or a spiritual guide or a priestess, whether in this current life or past life. You know, we're naturally drawn to spiritual work, esoteric study, and of course, awakening the masses. Always keep in mind, give your light and not your oil. What this means is we only help those awaken who want to be awakened. If you have this mark, trust your intuition. It's your biggest gift. I also talked about the simian line, but let me explain.
Yo, that is real. You trust your intuition, man. Real. It would never lie.
This. Most of y'all don't do halfway anything. You either in or out fully. No in between. Usually people with this mark are visionaries and geniuses for real. Deeply spiritual. Some cultures believe this mark shows karmic lessons that need to be processed in this lifetime. If you have this mark, you're not meant for the average path. Don't get it confused. You came here to do something big, so do it. A lot of y'all wanted me to go a little bit more in depth on the healer's mark. I got you. As I mentioned before, you carry healing energy when you have these vertical lines under your pinky finger. You have the ability to absorb and transmute negative energy, so you are alchemist. I'ma keep screaming to the rooftops. Be careful not to give too much. A lot of people who are drawn to Reiki or shaman, like I said, empaths have this mark. That's because your hands literally hold healing power, so use them wisely. This mark shows up on people who are meant to help others. Now, what we didn't touch on is your fate line and your sun line. These tell you your destiny and success. The fate line is a vertical line in the center of your palm. So it shows your life path and your purpose. If it's strong and deep, meaning dark, you have a clear purpose, and you're likely to succeed at your mission. If it's broken or faint, meaning not as dark, the path may be uncertain or you may go through many transformations in life. The sun line runs under the middle finger. This is the line of fame, creativity, and recognition. If it's deep or dark, you're meant to be seen. This could be in arts, leadership, or a public role. If it's faint or broken, your success may come later in life, or after you've done the inner work. It's not to say you won't have it. You probably just had some lessons from a past life that you got to work on first. What if you have a strong fate line and a deep sun line? Hands down, you destined for success. What does your line color and depth say about you though? If you have dark and deep lines throughout your hands, have strong, focused energy. Also live with intensity and purpose. Take life serious and you here for the big transformation. If you have light or faint lines, you have gentle or adaptable energy. Probably way more sensitive, way more intuitive, or still discovering your true path. Lines can get darker or deeper over time though. Take a guess what that means. You stepping more into your power, as you should be. I had a lot of y'all in the comments asking, what if my hands look different? If the right hand looks different from the left? Are they telling 2 different stories, one about your past and the other about your potential? Your non-dominant hand is your soul's blueprint. This is where your natural gifts and your spiritual essence lay. Dominant hand tells you how you're going to use those gifts in this lifetime. Basically, it's going to tell a story about the choices that you've made. If your lines are changing over time, that just means you evolving. And I'm proud of you. Now in part 3, we're going to talk about past life connections and karmic lessons. This is for my people who have people in their family or their lover that has the same exact marks as them. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Let me know y'all.
That's interesting.
Are cats genetically modified from reptiles? Has there been some genetic tampering from earlier civilizations like the Anunnaki?
The thing is their pupils, their slitted pupils. Do you know how rare that is in the animal kingdom? Lions do not have slitted pupils. They're round just like ours. Tigers don't have slitted pupils either, nor do jaguars. Now this is kind of the weird thing because I kind of thought that a domesticated house cat came from a big cat at some point down the line. But if they don't have slitted pupils like a house cat does, then what does have slitted pupils? Reptiles. Snakes and alligators have slitted pupils. Not any other cat. Now, in many cultures, ancient reptiles were considered to be kind of a trippy creature that had other abilities and senses. The other thing that's weird is that cats hiss like a snake, and they have slitted pupils like a reptile. They also love to eat mice, as do snakes. Now, we know how much the ancient Egyptians loved cats. cats also have pineal glands. And you notice that cats will do that thing where they'll look in the corner of the room and be making a fuss about what seems to be nothing. It is believed that their eyes enable them to see outside of the visible light spectrum that me and you are bound by. Now, it's not known how a cat has half the attributes of a lion and half the attributes of a snake, but perhaps some genetic tinkering went on many, many years ago in ancient worlds and civilizations.
Our cat.
Their symbol with the snakes. Pharmakia, the use of medicine, drugs, or spells, magic, sorcery, enchantment, drug-related sorcery. Now the word pharmakia and the root word for pharmakia in Greek are throughout the entire Bible in Greek. For example, Revelations 18:23, I'm paraphrasing, for by your sorcery, witchcraft, pharmakia, all the nations were deceived. Now different verses that talk about pharmakia and the root word for it, they talk about how it is spiritual division between man and God, and how it is also a form of bondage. Their symbol with the snake.
Yeah, we're about to pop by here and see. Right? I feel it.
This might just be a concrete mixing station.
This must be what they used to get over here.
Is the Bobcat?
Yeah. You guys want to hop on, or someone make sure I'm clear? Yeah, don't do it.
Crazy how they even got stuff like this. Right.
Dude, we're at 23,400 feet. You want to take this one? Yeah.
I hope while they saying whoa, I hope they got something over their head and face. Huge frequency shift.
So a huge shift just happened in the Schumann resonance. Let's talk about it. What even is Schumann resonance? It's the natural light frequencies created by the earth. So these light frequencies hold energy information that overlap with our brain waves and our autonomic nervous system, which unconsciously controls the bodily functions like your heart rate, your blood pressure, your digestive system, and your body temperature. It really represents a collective consciousness, a memory network. And this energy information is stored within our biofield. So when there's changes to the Schumann resonance, there's a shift happening within the collective consciousness. There's been some fluctuating activity in the last couple days because this whole chart shows the last 3 days. You can see the frequencies and they go from 0 to 40 hertz. And throughout the days, we've been getting peaks and flows through high frequencies. You can notice the little divots in the bottom here. And then all of a sudden, last night, I straight up awoke out of my bed. I didn't know this was happening. I seen this in the morning. Well, we're seeing a shift in the frequency pattern. Even though we don't know the exact reason why this is happening, there's a lot going on right now. We have the new moon energy. There's reports of intense solar flares happening. And there's been earthquakes in areas that usually earthquakes don't happen. If you're not currently elevated to higher frequencies, it could be affecting you with lack of sleep and a lot of headaches right now. It's really beneficial to do a lot of grounding work and stay hydrated when there's a fluctuation of frequencies like this. So a huge shift just happened.
I put my room in my living room, and I put my living room in my room. Why? Because I live alone and I can do that, and I've been living here for a long time and I just got bored. And another thing, I be reading a lot. I be in meditation a lot. I read my Bible a lot. So this little enclosed.
Oh, it look like this. Okay. To me, it looked normal, right now. I look like that is his why I'm so confused. I'm so confused that it looked normal. Like it just looked normal.
Space,
Like,
close the door and just read and shit and stuff. Like, yeah, this a vibe, especially at night. I put my
so this is supposed to be the living
room in my living room.
This look like a room. This supposed to be the living room?
And I put my living room in my room. Why? Because I live alone and I can do that. And
so this is a room, and then that other part is a living room. That's crazy. So we got blueberry lemon cookies.
All right, I ain't never had no lemon blueberry cookie, and I'm sure you haven't had one either. It sound good, then it sound crazy. Lemon blueberry. Let's go ahead and just make the motherfucker and see what's working with. I think that was the lemon right there. Okay, there go the blueberry part. I see the cookie part. Okay, a little dollop, little extra blueberries in that motherfucker. It look good though. I ain't never had it. All right, I ain't never had no.
Everybody's so creative. You ever wanted to make a cupcake that probably make you want to push back a little bit so you won't eat too many of them? Well, here's a recipe that's sure to make you push them straight into the trash. Go ahead and get yourself some ketchup. Dump that right into some butter. That's right, ketchup and butter. And then you want to throw some raw chicken in there and some flour. Stir it around. That's right. I know the screen say chicken tikka masala, but I guarantee you it's going to be nothing like that you have ever seen. Dump loads and loads of oil. And when you get this concoction that look like this right here, something unnecessary, throw that into the 10th pan. That's right. Make them all uneven because you ain't doing nothing regular here. We're going to do whatever we want because we grown and we can do that. Now add yourself. I don't know what that is. It don't even matter at this point. If it's rice and chocolate, so be it. But I ain't going to be the one to tell y'all the real recipe because then you might think that I said to do this. See how it look like if you turn real fast, you might want to eat it. But then when you look up close, you start crying. That you don't want to do that. Now put that on the plate and decide if you want to throw it out or not because you ain't wasting. Everybody.
You turn. Yo, bro, she be killing me, man. I'm gonna have to do I'm about to do a rabbit hole on these dolphins, man. For real. They're using 40% of their brain too. Like, man, I'm gonna have to do a rabbit hole on them. This is my bad. I just started so bad. Amethyst Cave. Let's see what this is.
And
This is crazy, man. This is beautiful. Scotland. I don't know what that is. All right, y'all. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next upload. All right, peace.